Hey guys, today I'm here with Brown Sugar from One More Chance Season 2. Brown Sugar, thank you so much for joining me today with this interview.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So, Brown Sugar, just so that people can get to know a little bit more about you, can you tell us how old you are and where you're from?
Well, you never asked a woman her age,
My bad, I should have known better.
but I'm in my late 20s,
Okay,
ish. I'm from the Bay Area. I was born in San Francisco, California.
okay.
Raised in Vallejo, California, the itty bitty city by the water.
Mhm.
If y'all heard of Mac Dre or E40, that's where I'm
Yes, I
from.
have. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So,
So
yeah.
can you tell us a little bit how you got casted for the show? Did you know anybody from casting?
The only person that I knew was Chance. So,
Okay. And how did you know Chance? Like, did you guys talk before in the DMs or have a previous relationship or something?
we were cool. We were cool. We were talking here and there, whatever. Um, so, like I said, I'm from the Bay. I moved to LA. He's one of the first people that I told I was moving to LA. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So he told me I was good to go, and yeah, that's what happened.
Before on One More Chance, have you ever tried out for any other reality television show?
So I'm actually on a episode of Love and Hip Hop.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's the Golden Child episode, Remy Ma and Papoose. I was one of the ladies pouring
Oh,
drinks and
okay.
playing. Yes, like I was one of the ladies pouring drinks and like playing like all the games and shit on the show and like serving food and like all kind of shit. So that was a good experience. And then I also did Black Ink, New York. I was on
Okay.
2 episodes. Just a little party, partying and shit. Brought a couple friends with me. And yeah.
And how exactly did you get
Oh,
into television?
I do music. So I
Okay.
sing and I rap, and I actually moved to New York because shit, I just wanted to chase my dreams. So I just packed up everything and I just moved out there and got me a place and shit, I started getting my name out there and people was fucking with me and I'm not from there, so they really was fucking with me. And
Mhm.
like shit, DJ K Slay and Six, they the main ones that put me on all this shit. So yeah, they put me on, introduced me, and just being myself, like people just start hitting me for stuff. So
So is
yeah.
that how you got on Love and Hip Hop? Because I did see the Golden Child episode, and obviously now I didn't not thinking about it, I didn't see you on there, but now I'm sure if I rewatch it, I could probably recognize you on
Oh,
there.
you definitely will. But yeah, so actually K Slay, he let them know about me and they hit me up and they wanted me on it. And shit, I showed up to the location. Remy Ma had got us these outfits and shit. And like,
Mhm.
you'll see us in these gold outfits. It was like really dope. Yeah, I had a good time.
So were you nervous at all to be on television on One More Chance?
One thing about me, I'm always nervous. People probably think, oh, like, you've been doing this, you shouldn't be nervous. I'm always nervous. When I perform my music, I'm nervous.
Mhm.
Anything I do, I'm fucking nervous. I'm always nervous, but I get over it.
So before you moved into the house, I know you as well as some of the other girls were at hotels. Did you meet any of the other women before filming had started?
So actually, I wasn't in a hotel because
Oh, okay.
I live here in LA. So they actually had me come straight to the house. And it's kind of fucked up, but they had me like walk up all these fucking hills and shit because they were like super busy. And so like I had to walk up all these fucking hills to get to the house and
Mhm.
like with my luggage. So I was just like tired, hot, sweating. Like I was just like exhausted. Like I needed some water and shit by the time I got there. So I get to the fucking house and like there's no girls there. All I see is hella security
Oh.
guards. Yeah, all I see is hella security guards. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where the girls at? And it was like, oh, everybody's at the hotel or whatever. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I'm like, well, I need to get myself put together. I'm like,
Mhm.
look, like I'm all fucked up now. Y'all done have me walk up all these hills and like all this other shit. Like, what the fuck? So they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to the hotel and get you a room. When you get there, you can, get yourself together, blah, blah, blah. By the time we get there, all the girls had to check out. It was time to eat. It was a whole bunch of shit going on. So I ended up
Yeah.
not getting a room and just had to try to do what the fuck I can do. That's why my hair and shit was all fucked up. So
So all the girls pulled up at one time?
Yeah, we went and got them or whatever, and then we all put up together. Yeah.
Okay. So while pulling up to the house, what kind of vibes did you get from the girls? Did you feel like you were gonna have any problems with them, or were you kind of or were you kind of just hoping for the best?
I was hoping for the best. Honestly, I was hoping everybody got along. We were just to turn up and have fun, but shit didn't go like that. But we all actually met before that. We did a photo shoot. So
Okay.
we did our photo shoot first, before we ever went to the house, like the day before. So we already had, kind of introduced ourselves or whatever, and everybody seemed cool pretty much at that point. Remind you, that's day one.
Do you feel like that changed once the cameras kind of came around more so?
Hell motherfucking yeah. Hell motherfucking yeah. As soon as those cameras came on, like everybody switched up. Like bitches that was telling us that other people were going to switch up for the camera were the ones switching up for the cameras. Like it was just crazy. Everybody switched up for the cameras. Nobody was being themselves. The same people you were just laughing, joking with, now the camera on, they acting like bitch, you were just laughing in my face, telling me about your family and shit. Like now the camera on, you acting brand new. Like, but
Who do
yeah,
you feel like
that's how it
switched
went.
up the most for the cameras?
All of them.
Was there any
Everybody.
Was there anybody
Definitely.
that you got like bad vibes from off the bat, or were you kind of just going, like you said, going into open minded, kind of expecting the best from everybody?
I really actually went in there expecting the best from everybody. Of course, it's a competition. So of
Hmm.
course I expect drama. I expected little shit here and there, but overall, I just I was hoping everybody got to turn up with each other and like have a good time and like shit like that. Like, and then when it's time to compete, like get y'all game faces on. But
Yeah.
it just wasn't that at all.
When you got there, was it at all like what you had expected it to be?
No, not at all.
What were you kind of expecting, and what was more so of the reality?
I was expecting like all of us to be mature, grown women,
Mhm.
not fighting and throwing chicken and Twinkies and glass and fucking niggas on the first night or kicking it with them on the
Mhm.
first night. And I didn't expect any of that. I'm like, we here for a man. Like, I'm thinking like, I don't know. Everything I thought, it just went out the window. Put it like that.
So on
It
the
wasn't
first
that.
episode, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It wasn't that at all.
So on the first episode, when the girls were looking for their rooms, we see you get into it with Stormy. Was that pre-planned? Because it kind of looked a little awkward. So I wasn't sure if it was a producer telling you guys to argue, or if the situation was actually just so awkward you could just see it through the screen.
I would say all of the above, honestly. Yes, all of the above. Because, like,
Mhm.
of course, we had to do that same fucking scene over like 15 fucking times, it seemed like.
Yeah.
So, each time we all getting more aggressive. We all throwing more shots at each other. We all, just saying little shit here and there. So, the reason it probably looks like that is because it was edited.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the clips were fucking edited. A lot of things we were saying to each other was fucking edited. Like I don't like how a lot of people felt like I was anti-black. I don't know how the fuck I can be anti-black,
Was
but
that because of the hair comments you had made towards Stormy?
it was because of the hair comment I made
Hmm.
towards. But the thing is, Stormy made a hair comment towards me first, which I don't like. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't put everything in there, but they didn't. She actually made a comment about. Actually, they did put a piece of that in there, but people hear what they want to
Was that
hear.
about her saying something about like weaves or something?
Exactly.
Okay,
She
I
has
think I
said
did
that, and
hear
that wasn't
something
the
about
first.
that.
Yes, and it wasn't the first time she said it. She was talking
Mhm.
about women that wear weaves and what's under our weaves and like just coming for all of us. So at that, and she was talking hella shit about Chance. So if I'm here for him and you're supposed to be here for him, how are you bashing him like this? And like, how are you bashing everybody with weaves in their hair? So yeah, when it became our time to have our little whatever altercation, argument, whatever, yeah, I definitely said what I said. And
Yeah.
I didn't lie. He did call her bird nest. All I did was repeat it. I
Mhm.
mean, she was coming for me in the whole community of weave where, where's
Yeah.
whatever. So I reacted.
So in that same room scene, we see you kind of get into a soldier girl. Did you think that that was going to be a problem with you two the whole time in the house?
No. From my understanding, they told her to do that and say some things also, because they did actually cut our scene and start whispering to her, telling her what to say and shit like that. So yeah. And the thing about it is, after that scene, she came to me and we spoke like grown-ass women and we laughed that shit off. So we had, it wasn't even that serious. It was really just hella funny.
So I know you said you were in LA at the time. Did you actually stay in the house? Because I know some people who lived in LA at the time were kind of went home on different days. Did you ever go home, or were you pretty much in the house the majority of the time?
I took my ass home every motherfucking night. Okay. I drove my ass home. I don't care if it was 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I drove the fuck home because I couldn't do it. It was just so much drama. Like, I wanted no fucking parts of the bullshit. But honestly, I feel like that is really what got me sent home, by not actually living in the house and being there and like, you know, like being present when you
like
needed to be
making
present.
drama.
Exactly. That's really what it was.
So just like your room scene got a little feisty, we've seen some other rooms got a little feisty as well. What was kind of your thoughts on Rolly versus Biggie and Smalls watching it back?
That shit was crazy. So we all heard it going down. Of course, we're not in the room, but we can hear everything that's happening. Like, we can hear the commotion, we can hear the screaming, we hear this fucking security, like, get fucking Rolly, get them, like, stop it. Like, you know, we can hear all this screaming. We all wondering what's going on. We're running over there trying to see. We can't see anything, but we just know it's going the fuck down. And the security comes out and said, Rolly handled both of them. And it was already a lot of bullshit with the sisters at that time already. So of course we weren't on their side. We was like, get them the fuck out of here. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I was just about to ask you, with all the fighting that was going on in the house the first few days, did you feel like anybody would get sent home?
Yes, I literally thought the sisters were going to get sent home because they was doing the most. Like, they were doing the most, and fucking Chance specifically said that he didn't want a female that's fighting and getting into all these fights and drama and shit. So I tried to keep it low key after that first episode, but clearly that was not what they wanted.
Yeah, because even in the scene with Danny, Bombshell, Bad and Boujee, and Nadia, you guys were talking about all the drama that was going on in the house, and Nadia had said that she felt like the two sisters should go home. We really didn't see you speak too much in that clip. Do you feel like they should have gone home?
I got into it with everybody at that table.
Can you tell us what happened?
Except Danny. She's the only one I didn't get into it with. Yeah, I'll tell you guys what happened. So, you know, the room scene when everyone was looking for their rooms or whatever. Before that even happened, like, you know, we all had to keep running back and forth in the house. We were finding rooms, whatever. So I had found a room. It was Wop Wop was right next to me. It was like a room in a room. I chose the room that was in the room, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my room or whatever. Everyone at that time was like, this is gonna be my room, this is my room, blah blah. So at that point, when we came back in there, we all knew what rooms we just said were our rooms.
Right.
So when I went in there, Flatback and Shine came in there and was like kind of trying to punk me for the room or something. And I'm like, what? Yeah. So they're like pretty much trying to say whatever. And I told them, like, no, y'all can sleep on the floor or y'all can sleep on this little thing right here, but this is my bed, this is my room, I'm gonna be in here. Like, they was on some 2 against 1 type shit. So like, no. And so I'm like, next thing you know, like, I guess we were getting kind of loud. So security came and they're like, I forgot if it was either Flatback or Shine, but they were just like, she just came in. They literally lied and tried to snitch on me like instantly. They was like, she came in here and saying and calling us bitches. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's what bitches doing? Now I start calling them bitches. I'm like, that's what bitches doing? I'm like, y'all know motherfucking well I was in here first. This was not your room. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You gonna wait till security come here and fucking lie? So yeah, or whatever. So that goes back to the table scene. Flatback brought that up at the table in front of the other girls, thinking that it would make them, like, well, kind of did, make them come for me. And they kind of worked for me. I don't know why she randomly brought that up, that I was calling people bitches and blah, blah, blah. Like, so they tried to make it seem as if they were better than me because I was calling people bitches. But I had to remind them, like, baby, y'all been throwing chicken, y'all been calling bitches bitches, y'all throwing Twinkies, y'all been doing this, y'all been doing that. So did y'all change overnight? And
Yeah,
like
I
I
was
said,
figuring that scene was edited because watching it back, I was like, you don't see you speak, you kind of just see you like sitting on the side in that scene.
right. Exactly. And speaking of that, production actually sent me a video clip where you can, they're like, I don't know why they didn't put this in. They actually sent me partial of that clip. So I don't know why they didn't put it in either. Maybe they wanted peace for that scene. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, and then like shit, everybody had chimed in and was saying little shit to me. So like I'm like going back and forth with all of them. The only one, and even Bad Boujee had got up and walked away, and like, you know, I'm like bye or whatever, and she came back. Like it was just all kind of shit happening at that table so fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They cut this shit out. So yeah.
So the day when everybody was in the kitchen and throwing food and items, what was really going on that day? I seen you kind of in the background, but I didn't really see you throwing anything. Can you tell us what was going through your mind? What was going through your mind when all that was going down?
Like I said in my confessional, these bitches are animals. I'm like, these bitches are animals. Like, but no, that shit was just fucking crazy. It happened so fucking fast. And I was definitely like kind of in the cuts because I wasn't trying to get hit, but I kind of did want to get hit in a way because I kind of wanted to jump in the bullshit, but I needed a reason to jump in the bullshit. I never got hit, and I just, you know, stayed the fuck out the way. But why that happened, I can't even tell you why that shit happened. Like, bitches was turning on when they seen them cameras. They seen them fucking cameras, and bitches was just trying to make up anything, just throw shit out of nowhere, hit somebody. Like, that's what happened. Like, it was no real beef. Bitches was just turning up for the cameras.
So in that same episode, Chance kind of called a house meeting for the girls. When Chance started to make jokes towards Stormy and the other women, did you at all feel like he would be talking about you negatively, or did you get that vibe from him?
I didn't think he would talk about me negative, especially the fact that I already knew him prior to the show. But so I would, you know, a lot of things surprised the fuck out of me. But that's just him. So he's a comedian. He's a jokester. He's going to joke. He's going to say whatever. He's going to whatever. So, I mean, at the time, I felt like it wasn't that serious when he was saying the shit he was saying about Fluffy or whatever. But it wasn't about me. You know, it's different when somebody's saying something about you versus somebody else. So at that time, I probably wasn't being as insensitive as I could have been to her. But then later on, when the jokes and shit he was saying about other people was just fucked up. And yeah.
No,
so at first, but then later on, it was like, damn, now I feel bad for not giving a fuck.
Now, in the scene, Slim was arguing with the Fab Five, and Slim calls the girls out for being Yodel as minions. Did you at all feel like the other members of Fab Five were Yodel as minions?
I sure did. I think everyone in the house felt that way, honestly. Most definitely. Because, I mean, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like they were, like, following her around and shit the whole time and, like, doing shit to kiss her ass. And, like, people needed somebody to be with. They needed someone and she accepted them. And I mean, that's just what it looked like to the entire house. I could be wrong, but that's what it seemed like. They couldn't stand on their own too. So they needed to have a leader or something. And that's what it looked like. And she did what she was supposed to do. She got him under her wing. I mean, that's really what happened.
So at the end of episode 2, Rolly started to throw candles and other objects at the sisters for allegedly talking about her child. It was said that you had gone and told Rolly what Biggie had said. Is that true? And can you walk us through exactly what happened through that moment? Because the cameras really only captured kind of like the end of what happened.
Okay. No, that shit ain't fucking true. That's some bullshit. And I'm glad you asked me that. And it really pisses me off that two people want to sit up here and say that I said that, but they never heard me say that. I actually went in their room on my own and was talking to them, and they even asked me in their room who said it, and the same thing I said in front of everybody that I said in their room and outside their room, it wasn't me. I know who said it, but it wasn't me, which it wasn't. And later on, it came out who said it. So that's why I don't understand why they even trying to still put that shit on me. Like, The fuck I needed to tell her for? As a matter of fact, the girl wouldn't even admit to talking about her child. So it's like, you wouldn't even admit it. So what the fuck I need to go and tell her anything for? They already told her. Everybody already fucking told her. You still want to admit you said it. I don't know if she was scared or what the case may be, but eventually, I don't even know if they ever owned up to that shit or not, but it was definitely said. I'm not the one that went back and said it. And it is what it is. Shit. I didn't even know who told fucking Rolly. They ended up telling me who the fuck told Rolly. That's the funniest part about it. I had no clue who fucking told Rolly until everybody else found out and they started talking about
Can
it.
I
And
know
that's
who?
how
Can I know who told Rolly?
Well, shit, I already said it somewhere else and it's already out and shit. Everybody else said it anyway. It's motherfucking Weezy F, baby.
Okay, so with that, so it was said that they called you into the room. Is that not what happened? Did you
And
go?
that's another thing. I got a motherfucking address. Didn't nobody call me in no motherfucking room? That's another motherfucking lie. I don't know why these bitches feel the need to lie, or I don't know what the fuck was the point of that. I can't wait to get a response to, because I'm trying to figure out when the fuck did any bitch in that house ever call me in a room, a bathroom, a makeup room, anything. Can't no bitch ever call me and nothing and question me. This is what happened. After all that shit happened, the house kind of died down or whatever. And at that time, I didn't have no real issues with nobody. I was like, on some cool shit with everybody or whatever. So some of the girls was in the back and they were all in one room, but I didn't know who was in that room. All I know is it was people in that room. So at this time, I'm just wandering around. I don't give a fuck who I see, who, whatever. We could be cool. I'm cool with everybody at this point. So there's a security guard sitting in front of the door. And I'm getting ready to walk in and he's telling me that there's a whole nother group of girls in there. He's like, you want to go in there? I'm like, I don't care. And I open the door and walk the fuck in there. So I can't wait for y'all to see this and give a response and tell me that I'm lying, because I ain't lied about shit this far. So yeah, didn't nobody call me in there? Didn't nobody, none of that. And when I went in there, I was like, what y'all doing? What y'all talking about? And then that's how we all started talking about it, because they told me they was talking about the whole shit with Rolly. And I'm like, okay, well, if motherfuckers know they said it, just own that shit. If you said it, you said it. And that's what my sister was like, well, yeah, I said it because I thought she didn't say it though. You admitted it. That's when the first time she finally admitted that she said it, even though she was telling everybody in that house she never said it. You did say it. We were all sitting right there. And you waited till Rolly walked away to say it. So,
because the way
at that point, I feel,
No, I was just saying the way that it was said made it kind of seem like you were starting problems, and then they kind of confronted you in the room, like one-on-one. So were there any cameras around?
Some bullshit, like I said. Didn't nobody confront me about shit. I went in their room and I started asking them questions and they was answering my questions and we were talking back and forth. It wasn't no nothing. And as a matter of fact, it seemed like they got upset because they wanted to know so bad who actually told Rolly. And when I kept telling them it wasn't me, so I don't know. I'm like, I kept saying like it wasn't me, so I don't know who said it, blah, 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 or whatever. You could tell they was like irritated. And at that point, I just left the fuck out the room and went back to what I was doing. As a matter of fact, I think I went home like maybe like an hour or two after that because the shit was fucking dry. Fuck. So yeah, I don't know why you bitches sitting up here lying for these motherfucking fans on these interviews, because y'all know motherfucking well all that shit y'all said was some straight bullshit. Y'all never punked me, questioned me, called me in no room to question me, none of that. So please keep the cap where y'all at and keep my name out y'all mouth unless it's facts. Thank you.
So when Chance was naming you ladies, he gave you the name Brown Sugar. Stormy in her confessional ended up calling you a pick-me. Did you at all feel like you were being a pick-me?
No. I never even fucking heard that before that, like a fucking pick-me. Like, no, that shit was fucking weird. And
I guess she had said that because when you were talking to Chance, you had said you cook and you clean and stuff, and then in her confessional, she said she called you a pick-me.
But what I'm saying is, wouldn't anybody want somebody that cooks and cleans?
So do you feel like you were just like listing like some things that you actually do and some of your strengths and some great qualities that you have?
Exactly. That's what I was asked. Like, so, and then it's crazy because a lot of the fans in the comments were like, well, damn, if that's a pick-me, I need me a motherfucking pick-me then.
Yeah.
Because like, who wouldn't want that? I want a man that cooks and clean for me, and who like, we gonna cook and clean for each other. Like, what? Okay. It ain't my fault you don't know how to cook or clean and you live in hotels with crackheads and it's on camera and got sent to my phone.
So when Chance was giving you guys your names, it kind of looked like Micah was into you a little bit. Did you at all get that vibe from him?
Um, at that time, no. Until I saw the episode and he said that I looked like some tea, some
Yeah, he
brown
said he would
sugar.
put you in his tea and stir you around. He was kind of giving you the look a little bit too.
Yeah, I saw that. So I don't know. Is that why I got eliminated? Did he really want me? I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
So Brown Sugar, while going to the boxing match, there was some drama that happened in the car and ultimately ended up in Stormy going home. Can you tell me exactly what happened? Because the way editing showed it, we really didn't get to see everything that was said.
Right.
What didn't we get to see?
So you guys didn't see let's see. She originally wasn't in that van with us, for one.
Mm-hmm.
Walk Walk wasn't either. They ended up moving them in there with us. And Wap actually sat next to me and she was like, you know, saying whatever she was saying. Cause at that point, people were seeing Fluffy's true colors. Like
Mm-hmm.
first she was cool as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. She was cool as fuck. Like I actually like thought she was a cool person. But then when the cameras came on, she switches up. Or when people come around, she switches up like completely. Her fucking voice, the way she moved, everything. It's a whole different fucking person. So a lot of people was fed up at that time. So she was like, watch this. I'm about to ask her if she even here for Chance. So she asked her, like, are you even here for Chance? And she was like, no. Like she was disgusted. She was like, no, like fuck no, like hell no, I ain't here for him. So at that point, everybody, I was like, oh my gosh, she just said she's not here for Chance. So now everybody in the band, like, why the fuck are you here then? Like, if you're not here for him, like that's what we're here for. Like, this is his show. We here for him. Like, how are you disgusted and saying, hell no, you're not here for him? Like, and it just went up. And next thing you know, she puts her fucking headphones on and start playing this fucking demon ass fucking music and just start like just doing weird shit. And we all like, what the fuck? And like, so we ended up just changing the subject, talking about other shit. Next thing you know, she randomly takes her headphones off and tells us all that we was fucking some crazy bitches or some shit she said. I don't know, but we weren't even talking about her. We already had changed the subject at that point. So it was like, no, bitch, you're the fucking crazy psycho one. Like, what the fuck? So I don't know. After that, we never seen her again. When she got off that van, she eliminated herself. She didn't even come in the boxing ring to fight or anything. She literally eliminated herself after that.
The way editing kind of made it seem, it kind of looked as if your car had a lot of the drama going on and the other car was pretty much cool. Was there as much drama going on or was it pretty chill on the way to the boxing match?
We was pretty chill. We didn't even have any drama except when they put her in there and she started like doing that weird ass shit. And like they asked her the question. So this is like, she really was mad because she didn't know. I don't know how she didn't realize that the whole van was equipped with cameras. Like, so when she realized that she said she wasn't there for Chance, she got mad as fuck when she realized she was being recorded. And that's when it went up. But other than that, it really wasn't no drama in our van. We was all laughing and chilling and like having a good time, like trying to figure out where we were going because we didn't really know for sure where we were going.
And now getting to where you guys actually ended up going, at the boxing match, can you explain to me why you and Bombshell went in the ring together? We really didn't see you guys have any problems prior to this. Was it random or was there something that we didn't see that made you guys get in the ring together?
Actually, Shine came up to me and told me that they wanted me and Shine to fight. But Shine said that she's not a fighter. She doesn't want to fight and she didn't want to fight me. Plus, I liked her. She was cool. I think she liked me, whatever. It seemed like it. So we didn't want to fucking fight. Like, and so I told her, like, why would I fight you? You're telling me to my face that you're not a fighter. You don't want to fight. Why would I fight you? I would never fight anybody that tells me they can't fight. They don't want to fight. They're not a fighter. That's just bullying.
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, I'm not fighting her. Like, so I don't know. They randomly put Flatback and me together. So we ended up fighting.
Do you feel like Shine was better off of Yodeler, or do you think you would have handled her a little bit better than Yodeler did?
I honestly wouldn't even fight Shine. Like, I wouldn't even fight her. Like, she told me she's not a fighter. I would never fight somebody that's not a fighter. Like, that's weak to me.
If you had to box anybody else in the house, who would you have boxed?
That's a good ass question. um, I really don't know. I don't have like a particular person, but I would have boxed anybody, honestly. Anybody, any one of them that wanted to box me, I would have boxed them. But I saw Gabby in the fucking confessional or whatever during my fight talking about Flatback beat her ass. I didn't understand where that came from because we didn't have no problem. She never said nothing to me in a negative way. I never said anything to her. The only thing she ever said to me was, is her hair okay? Like, does she look good? Shit like that. And I'm like, yeah. So to see that, it was like, damn, bitch, you been mad on the low. Cause I never did nothing to that girl. So shit, we could have fought.
So to ask you, piggybacking off that, after your fight with Bombshell, there were a lot of mixed reviews on the fight, and even after the fight, Chance declared Bombshell the winner. How do you feel about them giving the win to Bombshell and people on social media who had said that you had lost?
So the thing about it is, Chance didn't say that. I don't know why they didn't record what he said, but that's not what he said. Chance said I won, and there was another scene where I even repeated it. They told me to repeat it and didn't even put that part in the clip. But he actually said that I won. Micah said that I lost. And then, of course, Natalie's right next to him. So they were the judges. She said I lost and that I won the twerking competition or whatever. I knew I did not fucking lose. The people there knew I didn't lose. The fans know I did not fucking lose. Yes, I will say I am a backwoods smoker and I was out of breath. I was tired as fuck and I was feeling really sick. Plus, that was my birthday. I didn't want to fucking fight. Like, come on now.
It was your birthday that day?
Yes, it was my fucking birthday. And the whole room sung me happy birthday. And they didn't even put that shit in there either.
I don't remember seeing anything about like a celebration.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole room stopped everything and shouted me out and said it was my birthday. Like the head, like the CEO, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Brown Sugar birthday." They did a whole little thing for me, but that wasn't included. So I don't know. It wasn't included. It wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, I don't appreciate them saying I lost because I feel like I didn't lose. And I mean, it is what it is. Everyone has their own opinion. They're entitled to it. But I don't feel like I lost, just like she don't feel like she lost. And a lot of the fans were like tagging me in so many clips and tagging Zeus in so many clips saying, how the fuck did Brown Sugar lose? How did y'all say Brown Sugar lost? When they like literally slow motion videos of me knocking her down in the ring, like hitting like all type of shit, like head first out the ring, like all kind of shit. The only time she got hits in, even when she was like windmilling on me, I was like shaking that shit and then boom, like getting her down and all kind of shit. But that last round, I was very fucking tired and she kept throwing her body on me the whole fucking fight. So it's like, I'm like, then I like dipped her ass in hella shit. Like I'm fucking tired at this point. So yeah, the last round, I was like trying to, in my helmet kept on going like over my eyes and shit. Like, and I couldn't really see or anything. So I have my hands on my helmet and I'm telling them like, I can't see my helmet or whatever, my helmet. I'm trying to push my helmet down. So now my hands are up on my fucking head. As soon as my hands go up on my head, I'm trying to fix my helmet. Now she's able to get hits in. They were the only fucking hits she got in. So how she won, I don't fucking know. But hey, that's what they wanted. I don't think I was ever supposed to win, to keep it real with you.
So about the clips you had talked about online, in my initial review, I had say that I felt like Flatback had won, and a lot of people in my comments were kind of like, no, Domo had won that and stuff like that. So being that a lot of people were supporting you on social media, do you feel like it was edited to make you look like you had lost on the show where they had trying to make it in Flatback's favor?
I honestly feel like a lot of scenes of me were edited and I was supposed to be looked at in a certain light on the show. And I could be wrong. That's what a lot of people are saying to me. I mean, that's the feedback I'm getting. And that's how I felt at the time. So yeah.
So the next day after the boxing match, we see Shine come back to the house. You ladies weren't too welcoming of her. Did you have any issues with Shine during that scene?
No, I didn't. I actually really like her. No, I had no issues with her. And I actually was happy that she came back in the house because don't let these bitches punk you out of here. Like, so I actually told her, like, I give it to her for coming back. I don't even know if they filmed that fucking part of me saying that.
I don't think that was in there because I think they only put in like you guys kind of getting on her case about it.
Right. Well, no, I believe Dottie said it after I said it, and you can hear her saying that. But then they still, you know, we were still like going back and forth. So it was probably just ignored.
Yeah, they did show Dottie saying that.
Right. I
Okay.
said it first, and then we all agreed on it because we did feel like that. But of course, my scenes are always edited.
It was kind of edited in a way that it looked like Flatback was sticking up for her, where any of the other ladies also sticking up for Cheyenne.
No, I believe she was sticking up for her because she was they were together a lot in the house. So that's why it was weird. It was very weird to see her not stand for her at the boxing match.
Yeah.
We were all surprised that she didn't have her back at that boxing match, but because they were together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Biggie in her interview with me had said that after that scene with you and Shine had left the house immediately. Is that true?
She had what?
That she had left the house immediately after that scene. She filmed the you, Dottie, and I think Flatback was there and two other girls. Did she leave right after that scene?
The boxing match?
No, after the scene where she came back to the house with her luggage.
Honestly, I don't even fucking remember. I don't even remember, but I don't think she did. I don't think she did. She was still there for a while, but she did have a hotel room also that she was going back to. But she definitely came and she stuck around for a little bit longer before she ended up just not coming back. But she did not leave right after that. Like even though Shine, yeah, everybody's saying she got beat up or whatever, she wasn't really like, I don't feel like she was a punk. I don't feel like she was scary or a punk. Mm-hmm. I just feel like she was just overall the bullshit. It was like really like fucking middle school in the house. Like seriously.
Was there anything
over the bullshit?
Was there anything with her and Yola that we didn't see? Or her with any other arguments with her in the house that we weren't able to see?
Now watching the interviews, I guess there was, but I never heard about it or saw it, so it's kind of weird.
Are you talking about the Skittles and
yeah.
Okay.
I am talking about that. So that was very weird. That was weird as fuck because no one knew. I don't know. She said she didn't tell anyone and there was like scratches on her back. I don't recall any of that ever happening. Shine never mentioned it to anyone. She never mentioned it. So I don't know if it even really happened, honestly, but I wasn't there. So, and I was keeping to myself for the most part. So
yeah,
who knows?
So on episode 6, we see you ladies get sexy and intimate with Chance. This was one of the first challenges that we seen you guys do one-on-one on the show. Being that it was one of the first challenges one-on-one with Chance, did you feel awkward to twerk and be sexy for him?
So like I said, I've known him outside of the house or whatever. So I've never actually, he's never saw me in that type of light. Like he's never, you know, I think he's used to a lot of girls throwing themselves at him and like wanting to fuck him and, you know, all that shit. And the fact that he put me in the house, I feel like he expected me to be one of them. And that's not me. And that never will be me. I don't care who you are supposed to be. So I don't know if somebody pride was fucked with or whatever. And they needed to get me back. And like, I don't know. But I don't know. That whole shit was crazy. And even production don't understand a lot of shit that I don't understand either. Because it was a lot of bullshit said and no one understands where the fuck that came from. Even the videos I have with him feeding me grapes. I don't know why they didn't air that. I don't know why they didn't air that either. Because I was laying all on him, like all in his lap, and he's feeding me grapes and shit. But I didn't see that on there. But production did send it to my phone. Because they were confused about some things too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was said that Smiles and Soldier Girl were going up to his room often. Did you ever get the invite?
Damn, who the fuck told you about Smiles going to his room?
It was said to be very secretive. Only a few people had kind of like seen. It was very quiet in the house.
Well, yeah, I heard a few people was going up there. The person that told you probably went up there too or tried to.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of people were going up there on the low and trying to, but he really wasn't coming out the room like that at all. He was really he wasn't really coming out the room like that. But I went up there too. But mine was on my birthday or whatever, to smoke and shit or whatever. It wasn't on no shit like they was on.
Yeah. So was Chance actually ever cool with you guys? Because I've heard that a couple times that Chance actually never came down that much. Did he come and smoke with you guys or do stuff with you guys that we just weren't able to see?
No. No. His ass barely ever came out the motherfucking room. Like, you literally got to drag. You had to drag his ass out. That's why it was kind of weird. Like, he barely ever came out, ever. Like, ever. Okay.
So when Chance
like,
was saying that you ladies were never showing him love, was there any truth in that, or do you think he was just kind of ignoring you guys?
Well, I know before I got eliminated, there at the elimination before that, when he said to me, he was wondering why I wasn't showing him love or letting him get to know me and all this other shit he was saying. Yeah. He was asking me that. I really can't speak for anyone else, but I feel like I was trying to get to know him, and I feel like I was, but I'm not. I also told him I'm not thirsty. I'm not about to be doing all that. Like, I told him that. They didn't play that either. They didn't put that part in there. He told me he liked thirsty girls because I told him I'm not thirsty and I'm not about to be doing all that, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, sometime he could be thirsty. He's like, when he go to the club or whatever, his brother got to stop him sometime because he'd be too thirsty. But they didn't put those clips in there either. And yeah, like, I'm not going to be thirsty for anybody. I don't care who you are.
So later on in the episode, we see you getting eliminated because Chance had said that he felt like you guys didn't have a good enough connection. How did you feel about that? And did you feel like you guys had a good enough connection? Or any connection at that?
I do feel like we could have had a better connection. But he likes girls that are like on him hard. Like on him tough, ready to fucking bust it open. Like, that's not me. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, so I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you feel like if you had some more drama in the house that you would have stayed a little bit longer?
Oh, yes, definitely. Most definitely. That's what they wanted. So, like, I'm just not the thirsty type. Like, I'm not going to do all that. Like, I'll be cool with you, I'll smoke with you, I'll chill with you, but I'm not doing that. Like, you know, I already did stuff in the house that y'all didn't see. Like, the nigga showed me how he liked his clothes washed and shit. So for us to not be connecting, why the fuck you show me how you like your clothes washed and have me wash your clothes for you? I didn't see none of them hoes washing your fucking clothes. I cut fruit for you, brought you fruit to your motherfucking room, my nigga, but you want to sit up here and say that bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Was Cameron filming when all that was going on? Because we seen.
Of course, no, it was not. No,
I was about to say, because we seen like none of you ladies like really interacting with him, going on dates, anything like that. Were you expecting more of like more outings when you were there?
Yes. Oh my gosh, all of us was, but it was so much drama. Honestly, I feel like they was like, these bitches aren't even worth us taking them anywhere. They're not gonna know how to act. They're gonna be fighting. That's probably what it was, because it wasn't really no grown energy in that house, like barely. Like, it was very childish every day. Every fucking day was fucking childish, petty bullshit going on. And I feel like Chance was even over it. Like, I feel like everyone was at some point.
Do you feel like you guys would have gone on? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we all expected more.
Yeah. Do you feel like you guys would have gone on more dates had you guys not have been arguing so much, because Zeus would have felt like, okay, we haven't gotten our, drama in yet, so they need more to film? Or do you feel like that was kind of just how it was always meant to be?
I would hope so. I would hope they had.
Yeah.
Because I would hope so, but it might have been just that. It might have been just that. Yeah.
Did you feel like you were kind of on like a Bad Girls Club episode or something while you were in the house?
Man, let me tell you what I named that shit. And I need my money if y'all take this. That shit was called Chance's Bad Girls. Okay. That shit was not for no motherfucking love. That shit was called Chance's Bad Girls, period.
But even during the show, in my reviews and everything, I was saying that I was like a lot more interested in the ladies and just the ladies themselves, like their own storylines, versus like with Chance and their old VH1 shows. I was kind of interested in like the connection that they would be building on camera and stuff, but we really get to see no connection. So it's really kind of just like all we have to look at is the ladies on the show that are making the show the show.
Yeah, you're right.
Go ahead.
You're right.
Now, moving on from the show to the reunion, at the very start of the reunion, we see you and Bombshell fighting before you guys even go on stage. What led to that? Because Zeus definitely didn't catch the beginning of that. They kind of just put it where you guys were fighting out of nowhere. What actually happened?
They actually did catch it. They just didn't film it.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
so what happened? All the ladies feel like I got set up. Okay,
Huh.
including Bombshell. I heard her say it in the interview.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I heard that as well.
like everyone feels like I got set up
Mhm.
because I was sitting outside, like outside that room. There was like a little room right there and like a little like just a little waiting area. So I'm in the waiting area getting ready to sign my contract, and it's me, Bad and Boujee, and Wop Wop. And I'm saying what's up to Bad and Boujee, she's saying what's up to me or whatever. Me and Wop
Yeah.
Wop didn't speak. And we're right across from each other, but there was no words exchanged. But we like right here, like she barely looked my way, like we just right there.
Mhm.
So maybe a few minutes later, maybe like not even 10 minutes later, they tell me like it's time for hair and makeup. And they tell me to go in the room right there to get my hair and makeup done. So when I go in that room, it's a room full of females that didn't really like me. So I walk all the way into the room to the back, and then I turn back around and I like sit by the front door or whatever in the room. And Wap Wap says like something about her getting out of that room or move, like they need to change her room, her somewhere else or whatever.
Mhm.
So I'm like, no, y'all can change me and get me up out of here, whatever. And now she's like saying shit to me. We arguing back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you wasn't saying none of this. We was just right there. Like, you was just outside this room. You didn't say
Mhm.
nothing to me. I'm like, now you in here with your bitches and you want to have something to say, but you was just right there, but whatever.
Yeah.
So we arguing or whatever. She's walking up on me. Like, I'm, thinking me and her about to fight. So I'm like, whatever, like. So while she's walking up on me, Flatback decides to like basically get in front of her and like, oh, remember whoop whoop whoop, like I'm
Mhm.
like, yep, what's good? So I sit my bag down or whatever and square up and we start fighting. But it was real funny to me. A lot of people see me laughing and wonder why I'm laughing. That shit was a fucking joke.
After the fight, we see you go talk to Rolly. When Rolly said that Flatback had kind of did it for camera time, did you feel the same way?
I mean, definitely. Like, we had no real issue. We had no fucking beef. She was mad because of that boxing ring match. Like
Mhm.
she was mad as fuck about that back in the boxing ring, and she just felt like I don't know. She needed to fucking redeem herself or something because if they announced me a winner on fucking TV and whether I won or lost, what they said I won, I wouldn't give a damn what a bitch or her motherfucking fans on her page is saying every motherfucking day. Only thing
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, I'll repost that whole motherfucking part back to back where they saying I was a motherfucking winner, bitch, and make you mad as fuck. I'm not finna sit up there and want to fight you again and be in your back. So she actually made a whole documentary pretty much like about me, tagged me in it or whatever. And it was just saying like I don't know what the fuck she was saying. She was just saying all kind of bullshit or whatever. So I'm like, girl, I didn't tag her back or nothing. I just DM'd her and I'm just like, what's up? Like, why you didn't just hit my DM if you felt the way, blah, blah, blah. If you said we was cool, like, so I don't know. It pretty much led to us going back and forth. And she said like she wanted a rematch. I mean, she wanted to fight again or whatever. So I'm like, whatever, like, bitch, I'm not in no motherfucking Miami. You coming to LA? Like, so of course the next option is the reunion. So I already knew we
Yeah.
was gonna fight at the reunion.
Okay. So before the fight, you were
Mm.
smiling, and some fans have kind of called you and Bombshell out for allegedly faking the fight. Did you guys actually fake the fight or pre-plan it, or was all that real? Were you smiling just because, like, why were you smiling before the fight? I've seen a lot of comments about that.
I was smiling because that shit was funny as fuck to me. The shit wasn't fake. It was fucking the shit was a fucking joke. Like she was a joke. That whole scene was a joke. All them bitches at the time that was saying whatever to me was a joke. Like it was just a joke. It was all funny to me. So I was like,
You
plus
know,
if y'all look, she looked at me and she's fucking laughing. So I'm laughing back. Like, bitch, you're hella fucking funny, bitch. Like, what's up though?
so after your fight with Bombshell, Tokyo started screaming all throughout the building. Can you tell me, did you hear any of that? And was any of that directed towards you? What was kind of your thought process when all that was going on?
Um, I had no clue that shit was going on. Uh, I was in a whole nother room, like cussing and screaming my damn self. Shit, I was mad as fuck. Like my fucking wig got snatched off. I'm fucking irritated. I'm mad as fuck. I'm cussing them out. Like how the fuck, they all telling me they had no clue that I had a problem with anyone in there, and they didn't know that was going to happen. They would never do that to me and all this. So I'm in there like talking to them and shit. So I didn't even hear her ass or see her ass. Like we wasn't even I don't think anybody was actually down there. Yeah.
Okay. Did you think you were going to get into it anybody else before you actually got on stage? Or was that pretty much the end of all the altercations before on stage?
No, I didn't think I was going to get into it with anybody else, but you never fucking know. I'm telling you, people switch up for the motherfucking camera so bad, you just don't fucking know. You never fucking know. Somebody might have, it's the reunion on top of that. Like, so you never know. So, but now I didn't think, and then plus after that fight, it seemed like everybody was talking to me and shit, like who've never talked to me before ever in life. Like in the house, we didn't speak or anything, but after the fight, like people was talking to me like it was cool.
Were the sisters some of those people? Because we kind of seen you guys in the same room talking a bit.
Yeah. I never talked to them either in the house like that. Like, so it was kind of awkward, but it was like no drama. It was no real drama. It was no real beef. It was nothing like for me to just even be mad about. It was just surprising. Yeah. So it was just like cordial, whatever.
So actually being on stage, a lot of you ladies were yelling and arguing with each other. What were your thoughts on all the chaos? Were you irritated that you guys weren't able to get through a lot of what happened actually on the show? And what did you actually want to get to that wasn't covered?
To be honest, I got to way more than y'all seen on that show.
Yeah, we seen you like pretty much off to the corner, like not saying too much besides, the fight that you had gotten into and then the end with Claudia. So what wasn't shown on the reunion?
Ooh, so much. I pretty much cussed the whole fucking building out. Like I was going to fuck in like on everybody that I needed to go in on. Like it was up. And somebody in the audience yelled, "Shut up, bitch," while I was talking my shit or whatever.
Wait, and somebody yelled at you?
Yes.
So you guys had an audience?
Yeah. It wasn't an audience. This was somebody that was like a fan. Like he was a fan and he just, he's a foe.
Interesting, because we really didn't see too many people. It kind of just looked like it was you guys on stage and then cameramen and people for Zeus. So there was actually people who didn't work for Zeus there?
He's affiliated with people that are with Zeus. So he's friends. He's friends with people. So he was able to just, do whatever. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know. He probably snuck in. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Cause he came out of nowhere and like all I hear is "shut up, bitch," while I'm talking my shit or whatever. And I turn around and like he tried to duck and hide, like, and put his hat down and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? But all the girls seen who it was, and all the girls got up and started cussing his ass out. And I'm just like, yeah, bitch ass nigga. Like, you feel me? So I start cussing him out too. Like, that shit was hella funny. Y'all didn't see that for sure.
Do you feel like Zeus kind of puts people there? Because I know on the conversation, somebody had yelled kind of something at the bad girls who were doing the conversation and nobody knew where the yelling was coming from. They just knew somebody was yelling. Do you feel like Zeus kind of puts people there, or do you think people just see cameras and just want to turn up in hopes that they will be on TV?
Yeah, of course. Everybody wants to be on TV. Even people talk shit, like even if people talking shit, they know damn well they wish they could fucking take our spots any day.
Did the camera ever show you guys going out anywhere in public, or was it just like strictly housings?
Well, again, I didn't live there, so
okay,
I don't really know. Like, I was able to go out and do what I wanted to do, and then come. It was time to film. But I do know a lot of the girls were going out on their own or whatever, but it wasn't filmed. They only filmed like Zeus shit.
Got you.
Yeah, it's just not Zeus getting filmed.
So at the end of part 1 reunion, they kind of get into your online beef with Bombshell after the show. Is there anything that wasn't shown during the altercation at the reunion? Because I know after they played the clip, you had said it was edited and that, they should play the full thing. What kind of wasn't shown?
No, what I said was, why the fuck are y'all wasting y'all time playing this shit? Like, I didn't understand the motherfucking point of them playing that weak ass motherfucking documentary. Like, I know it has to do with me, but I'm just saying, like, why the fuck? What was the fucking purpose? And then on top of that, if y'all didn't put me in that room and y'all didn't know it was any beef, like, how y'all had that video ready? So, I mean, come on.
So you were kind of asking why they're playing the full clip, the full entire thing at the reunion?
Yes. Like,
Okay,
what the
I
fuck
get you.
y'all planning shit for,
I got you.
period? Like, what are y'all planning this bullshit for anyway?
Okay,
Don't
I
nobody
got
give
you.
a fuck about this shit. Like, that's what I was asking them. Like, what the fuck y'all even put this weak ass shit on? And then I asked them, like, damn, like, I was wondering when y'all was gonna cut this shit off. Like, damn, cut that shit off. The fuck? Nobody wanna see that shit. Nobody gives a fuck about that weak ass shit. Like, we just did what we had to do. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. Like, so yeah, that's what I was asking them.
Okay, because at first I kind of thought you were asking if they were going to play the entire clip. So I wasn't sure if there was anything that was going to be edited out. But in all that going on, Claudia had asked you guys if you guys wanted a round 3 while you guys were arguing. I know that you had felt that she was being a little bit messy, and Claudia had said that she was just simply asking a question. Do you feel like Claudia was kind of instigating, or do you see her point of she was just asking a question and then it's your choice?
So y'all didn't see everything. That was a very much longer scene. Y'all didn't see everything that was said. But I definitely feel like she engaged it. But I also feel like, yeah, she was doing her job, which I said. But I definitely feel like it was still engaged. Like, there's a way you can do things and go about it for me. And I just felt like that was some weak ass bullshit. Like, we already fought. That was probably like our 4th time fighting. We fought 4 times before that, like 2 times at the ring and then 2 before the shit even started, and then once on stage. So my whole thing is like, I'm a grown ass woman. I got a whole career outside this shit. Like, and I'm not trying to be no fighting ass bitch on TV. Like, I wasn't there for that. I wasn't there trying to be arguing, and I really didn't come there for that. Like, so I was upset that they kept putting me in that light every time they showed me. So I really went in on the entire building, but y'all didn't see that. They cut it out. If y'all notice, like right before Janessa shouts out my music, and I'm like looking hella mad, like that's because that was edited. Like, they literally just cut I literally went in where I went the fuck up. But what I would say about Claudia is I fuck with her because afterwards, like after filming or whatever, I'm like sitting down smoking with some other ladies or whatever, and she like, oh, is that a blunt? And we like, yep, or whatever. And she come over there, we talk or whatever, and like she pretty much apologized, and she told me like she agreed with everything that I said. Like, she was like, damn, at one point I didn't even know what the fuck to say back to you. She was like, because of shit, everything. She was like, I'm doing my job. And I'm like, and I respect that. I'm like, I respect that. Like, I respect you even more for that. Like, and she was dope as fuck. So I definitely got to say that, because I see a lot of people bashing her and shit, but she was just doing her job at the end of the day. Like, and it's her first time like hosting with us. Like, she's seeing all of us already turning up, or people turning up or whatever. So she probably felt like that was something she needed to do at the time. And, yeah.
So Dottie had said that in a live that she had felt like Claudia was kind of cutting her off and not letting her speak as much. Not Claudia, I'm sorry, Janisha. Do you feel like that was true? Watching it back?
There is a part that's aired where you do see her cutting her off when she was talking. And, I feel like we all were talking. Everybody was yelling at that time, but maybe at that time, Dottie was the one she heard talking, so she directed it all to her. But I feel like we all were yelling and stuff at that time. Yeah. But I don't feel like she was doing that the whole entire time. But of course, that part was recorded, so that's what we see.
Okay. Now, since you were there, you must tell us all this mess. So Rolly and Wop Wop had 3 rounds there. Can you tell us what was like really going on, and do we really get to see all of what was going on? Because I'm sure the way they were screaming, I'm sure they were screaming like that for a while, and we only got to see a small clip it. What was really going on? Who do you really feel like won those fights?
So the fucked up part about it is I feel just like y'all, because I didn't get to see not one of them motherfucking fights. I was upstairs Yes, I'm upstairs trying to get my fucking wig fixed by a stylist, and I didn't get to see any of that. So I missed all the fights. I missed all that shit. I was so fucking
Okay.
mad. So I saw what y'all saw. So if I know that y'all didn't see all of our fights, because it was 2 fights, but to y'all it looked like one in the beginning.
Okay.
That was actually 2 fights. So it is possible that their scene could have been edited as well. And there's stuff we didn't see. But from the clippings that I saw, that shit was crazy.
So I was actually going to ask you about that earlier, but you just brought it up now. You said that there was, I think, 4 fights total. We really only got to see 3, but you said one was kind of, edited. You said 2 was kind of edited into one. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, there was actually 3.
Okay.
So yeah, the beginning, when we fought in the beginning, that was actually, we went 2 rounds. Y'all just didn't see 2 rounds.
So who won those rounds? Like, and was Bombshell actually giving you a run for your money?
I don't think she was giving me a run for my money at all. I feel like she does a lot of swinging and like windmilling or whatever, and which I already knew because we already fought before.
Yeah.
So of course I'm gonna go in fucking head down. I'm at a motherfucking reunion and I'm about to go on stage. I just got here. I haven't even been in this building for 20 minutes and I'm getting in a fight. You think I'm gonna let a bitch hit me in my face, especially if I know that she's a windmiller? Like, nigga, you think I'm gonna stand there with my head straight the fuck up? Hell no. I'm gonna have my head down. I'm gonna be looking up and knowing when to hit you, where to hit you, jab here, uppercut here, whatever I gotta do. And that's what I did. So while my head was down, yeah, of course you're gonna get some hits in here and there on the back of my neck or something, but my hits were hitting in the face.
Now, be honest, when she was hitting you, do you feel like there were some good hits, like, or do you feel like it was kind of just like, this is a little like weak sauce to me?
Well, again,
was there so much adrenaline that you just didn't feel it?
If her hits connected, again, they never would have connected to my face. I just wouldn't allow. Sorry. So the hits that she did get in on the back of my neck, no, I didn't feel it at the time.
So you ain't leave with a headache or nothing? You didn't have to take a Tylenol, ibuprofen, nothing?
How could you wouldn't have even left with a headache if she hit you in the back of your neck? So why would I?
So after the show, you got cool with Miko. How do you feel about Rolly and Slim being upset that you got back cool with Dottie when they had got back cool with people who they were beefing with on the show?
Exactly. I don't feel like that they should have been even upset for me. I mean, upset me for being back cool with somebody. They did the same thing, shit, out right after. Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I didn't even know. According to their interviews and shit, they had been made up. I would have never known. So then if that was the case, it's like, how could you get mad at me for getting back cool with Adi if you was already back cool with somebody you fought? And since one of y'all is 2, y'all fought.
So what was like the real beef that went on between like Rolly and Dottie? Because it kind of seemed like you guys were cool at one point. You guys were going to each other's houses and stuff. What like really happened? What was really the turning point of your friendship? Because even on the reunion, it was kind of hard to hear it because everyone's just screaming over each other, trying to run up, like trying to outtalk each other. What like really happened? What was kind of the turning point where you guys decided to stop ultimately being cool?
So me and Rolly stopped being cool because she stopped being cool with Miko and Zadi and Wap Wap. She stopped being cool with them, and I guess at the time they wanted her to stop being cool with me since she was not cool with them. I mean, that's the only thing that I can come up with. So maybe like 3 months prior to that, me and Wap Wap were talking a lot. Like me and her was like her and Slim were the only people I was talking to at that time. So I got my friends back or whatever when we cool, like they got
Okay.
mine. So we were talking in the message or whatever, and she's telling me that they were on a live talking about me and some of the other girls and talking about her, and that they was talking about everybody. So we going back and forth or whatever. And I said something. So she decided 3 months later, the only thing she could find was an old message from 3 months and she sent it to Dottie to send to Rolly so that Rolly wouldn't be cool with me. And it worked.
Okay. Okay,
So
because I've heard before that Rolly kind of like wakes up and decides that she doesn't like people anymore. Did you feel that way?
no, I didn't feel like that.
Okay, okay.
I mean, I would get mad too if somebody was talking about me or said something to somebody else about me, you feel me? But I just also feel like I'm the type of person, okay, that was some old ass shit that was said months ago when we weren't even like, as cool as we are now. So I could let that type of shit go. But
So you feel
everybody,
like it was taken out of context?
nope, because I said what I said at the time.
Oh, so
And
you're saying you felt that way at the time, but you feel differently now.
yeah,
Okay, okay. At the time, I mean, you felt differently.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So now, Brown Sugar, the real question is, if you were called back to do season 3, would you be interested in doing it?
I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like everybody else. I would go back and
Mhm.
do it season 3, and I'll make sure when I did it, I'm gonna come a whole different way.
Do
So
you feel you got like your fair one-on-one with Chance?
um, I'll probably have to come back as one of his partners though. Like,
Okay, okay.
tell him the little tea on these bitches and shit like that. For real.
Would you be a part of any other show on Zeus Network? I know fans have kind of been asking for like a boot camp type with the different girls from Zeus Network to like kind of make them a little bit quote unquote classier. Would you be interested in doing something like that with Zeus Network?
Of course.
Okay,
Like,
okay. So you don't have any ill feelings at all towards Zeus Network?
no, because at the end of the day, this is what I signed up for. This is
Okay.
it was all in my contract. It was all, in there. We already knew we were gonna get damn near, we already knew like anything could be said, anything could be done. Like we signed it, we already knew this could happen. So this is what I signed up for. I can't stay mad, I can't be mad. Like this is what you want, this is what you got. Like what you gonna
Mhm.
do? So that's why I would go back for season 3 because I would do a little more that time
Okay.
for that. Um, but yeah, I don't regret anything at all. Like I would do it all again. Shit.
Okay, Broncher, I'm gonna name a few names, and can you describe me your experience with these ladies that I named?
Let's go.
Rolly.
Um, my experience overall, it was a good experience with her. Like we was in the house blowing all day long. Um, she was cool. She actually gave me $100 on my birthday. I
Okay.
heard her mention it like 100 times. So I gotta mention it too. Yes, thank you.
I never heard that, so okay.
Oh, well, that's the first.
I'm sure she probably has
So
mentioned it in one of the lives I've posted. I just maybe didn't catch up on it.
okay. So yeah, she did, and I appreciated that. And it was very surprising.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't know at the time if it was genuine or if they gave it to her to give to me. Like, I didn't know because it was so much shit going on in that
Right.
house. Like, you just never fucking know. So later on, when we started like really like talking here and there or whatever, and like, just vibing or whatever, I'm like, okay, she cool. So yeah, I fucked with her. And then
So was that the
what shit
$100
happened.
part of the breakfast, or is that something
That
separate?
wasn't, that was somebody else.
Okay, okay, okay. 'Cause I think I've heard something about somebody's birthday at a breakfast before. Okay,
No, that wasn't me.
okay. So Yodela.
Um, she's my experience with her.
Hmm.
Um, so I actually met her like maybe a week or two before the show
Hmm.
with some people or whatever. And she was cool then. And at the photo shoot, she was cool. She was very talkative and like shit, she was talking shit about bitches. We all in there laughing, all the shit. She giving us advice, all the shit. So that was cool. But then I don't know. She just after that, she was another person. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really have an experience with her.
Do you currently live in LA?
I do.
Okay, so have you ever seen her out? Because I know on a live she says that she had seen some of the girls out that live in LA. Have you ever seen her out in LA?
I have actually on a flute actually one day in the mall. I saw her in the mall. That's the only time I ever saw her.
Oh, okay. Biggie.
Oh, you don't even want to know what just came to my head.
I
You
do actually.
oh, use a hoe. Oh, use a hoe. Use a hoe.
Why do you say that?
I mean, hey, she got a lot to say about me, and I don't understand
Hmm.
where it came from. Like, I don't understand where it came from, and I mean, I'm just speaking facts.
So,
So,
is there anything that we like didn't really see from her that was on the show that maybe could have painted her in a more negative light, like show her more like hoish side, or we did we kind of see all that happen?
again, I didn't live in the house, so all
Okay,
the things that she were accused of, I only knew about them when I got back to the house, or
gotcha.
when I did go to the hotel on the first day. I mean, they as soon as I walked step foot in that fucking hotel, they was telling me she was just with some niggas. So, uh, and I didn't even get to see who Biggie was. Biggie wasn't even Biggie at that time. Like you already getting caught with niggas, so that was already one. And I mean, every time we heard about shit going down in the house, it was from her, like a couple different people. So I mean, hey, and then it comes to find out it was true. So
So, were you expecting that to come out at all in the house, from what happened at the hotel, or were you kind of just like it happened at the hotel? The house is going to be a different situation.
I knew it was coming out because Rolly already had said she was gonna let everybody know, and fuck it, we didn't know. Like nobody knew each other at that time, so of course it was gonna come out. And
Okay.
it was a surprise. Like what the fuck? Like you just got flew out here. Like you wanna fucking tell you like you with some niggas? Like you have niggas for the night in the room? Like that was just disrespectful.
Bombshell.
My experience with her. Um, the most of an experience I had with her was at the premiere party. Like that night, we was actually in Wop Wop's room together, chilling, having a good time. We was in her room, having a good time. She was actually in my back seat, chilling and having a good time on her way to the club. Um, shit. We played Connect Four in the house, had a good time. Um, so like I said, bitches put on for cameras and people just want to be mad for whatever reason. Like we had no real issue. So
Okay. Bad and bougie.
she's bad and bougie. She's bad and bougie. I fuck with her. My experience with her was pretty good. And in the house, like when other people was just mugging or just being fucking weird, like she was actually speaking, like like just talking like little shit here and there. She was respectful, like she was classy, like she wasn't a hater. Like so yeah, I fuck with her.
Now, I just thought about this, but you guys filmed in the Bad Girls Club season 2 house. At the time, did you know that?
I did not know.
Did you know that after the show, or did you just find out with me telling you?
I found out like after, I guess, different places I've been getting used the same scenes.
Okay, yeah, because I had noticed it. Like, I don't know if it's just because I've watched like most like when the seasons were airing at the time, I watched them, so I definitely recognized the house. I'm like, hold up, this looks real familiar.
Okay.
Now, Brown Sugar, you didn't find love on the show, but have you found any love since the show has wrapped?
Um, hmm.
Why you had to think about it?
I have to think about that. I don't know. I don't know. That's a dot, 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 and a question mark and a heart. And I'm leaving it at that.
On a live of yours that I had posted, there was a man kind of walking in the background of you somewhere. Who was that? And do you guys do music? Is that like your man, someone you talking to? What was going on with that?
Um, just stay tuned. You know, stay tuned. We got a lot going on. We got a lot in the works right now. So stay tuned. We actually just song that shit dope as fuck.
Okay, speaking of song Brown Sugar, I know you released music with your latest single being released in September of 2021. When did you first get into music?
I got into music when I was a kid, actually. I was a little girl doing music. The first time I recorded in the studio, I was 14.
You said 14?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And when did you get into releasing music kind of professionally or more like mainstream, like on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes? How did you get into doing all that?
So I was around a lot of it over the years, a lot of people that were doing music and things or whatever. So when I felt like it was time, for me to put my music out there and like let the world hear me, like, you know, what's fucked up about it, about the industry and about a lot of things. A lot of people are not going to help you. Like they're going to act like they're helping you, but it's really to help themselves. And they're not going to give you the game. You got to figure it out. You got to find out, or you got to meet somebody who is genuine enough to give you the game or whatever. So I ended up finding out how to put my music online and like become a real, you know, artist and all the shit. Like I actually start performing in New York City, like on stage with legends. Like I'm in E40's movie, 16 Bars the movie, performing my music. Like I've performed at Milk River, where a lot of people's favorite fucking artists performed at a few times. Like, yeah.
How does one get into performing? Like if someone's listening right now, they want to, you know, pursue music and perform somewhere. How do you kind of get into performing at clubs and bars and getting your music and your name out there?
You have to really just show up. You have to really just show up to events and like, you know, this is how I did it. I always have business cards. So always have your business cards or whatever, something you can hand somebody real fast. And don't get offended if you ever see them on the ground, because you're going to see them on the ground sometime. And it's not even that, you know, you're trash or your car is suck or anything like that. People just be drunk, high, whatever, you're in a club. So I used to just hand my shit out. And then like another thing I used to also do was when I would go to places, I would show up a little earlier and I would already sit my cards on the table, on the bars. Like I would have them. So when people come, you're going to see me, you're going to know my name. So that's what ended up happening, like in New York City. And I'm
who are some of your musical inspirations? Because I know you named E40 and a couple other people in LA, but in New York or in general, did you just have any musical inspirations where you kind of just looked at them like, wow, I want to do what they're doing, but in my own way?
Yes. Keisha Cole, for sure. Mariah Carey. Beyonce. I like a lot of R&B music. I used to listen to a lot, like 702, Total, Mary J. Blige, like, you know, R&B type shit. But I also, where I'm from, you know, Mac Dre. I also listen to Mac Dre. So I'm like in the middle. I'm like a singer rapper. Like I'm in the middle somewhere.
Okay, I was just about to ask you because I listened to a couple of your songs before doing this interview. What would you classify your music under? Because I know in some of your songs, I would kind of, I guess myself, consider it a little bit more like towards the rap side, but you definitely do sing a little bit. Where would you kind of consider yourself among like on the list of genres?
Both. I'm like I would be R&B and rap, because I have some songs where I'm rapping, I have some songs where I'm singing, and on most of them I'm doing both. Like I'll sing a little on the hook and I'll rap the verses. So I'm like both.
Would you be interested in collabing with any of the girls from the show?
When me and Rolly were cool, we were gonna actually do a song. Me and Miko are gonna do a song.
You said you guys are going to do a song?
Okay. Who else does music?
Those are the only two that I know, I think.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
what are your thoughts on Chance's music? Do you think he's talented, and can you see a collaboration between the two of you?
Um, First off, I want to say a shout out to Chance because he shouted my music out on his
Okay.
page and told y'all to go follow my music and fuck with it. And I hear a lot of girls bashing his music, but they fucking lying because everybody was turned up to his shit when it was on at the
See, I
fucking.
was about to say because at least from the jump, I never liked it, but I seen some of you guys like really looked into it. So I was wondering, like, do you guys get to listen to music while you're there, or do you guys only have to play like Chance's music?
Oh no, we can listen to whatever we want, like
Okay.
when we want, like on our, like if we had our phones or whatever, we can listen to it on our phones. Like there was a TV outside, we was outside playing videos and shit, you know. So
Okay, I
yeah.
get you.
But to answer your question, like he has 2 songs that he put out, I believe, recently. I do actually like them. I'm not a hater.
Mhm. Oh, and do you watch any other shows from Zeus Network?
You already know I'm watching Jocelyn's Cabaret.
Okay, I was just about to ask you about that.
You already know.
Who are
Huh?
some of your favorites from season three is the most recent one, but I also want to know who are your favorites on season two? Because those are the only two that I've
Um,
seen.
I definitely like Wet Wet because I feel like she's the most hated.
Uh-huh.
I feel like she's the most hated, so it makes me like her. Also, she's from the motherfucking Bay Area, so
I did hear her say that in the episode.
who else do I like? I'm glad that Jocelyn picked Riri as her first choice because she would have been my first choice too.
Yeah, they
Um,
were her and the other white girl were definitely like the most about like spinning on the pole and least about drama.
yeah, that too. And like on a business aspect, like I would have chose them too because they actually looked good. Like they were
Mhm.
like really hitting that shit. Like they'll bring the money in.
Yeah,
Like
you
as
could
long
tell
as
they had a
they're
lot of experience being on the pole.
right.
Speaking of what you have going on right now, do you have any like future music videos coming out? Like, what's next for Brown Sugar or Domo Reigns?
Yes, so Damo Reigns, of
Okay,
course.
Domo.
I do. Yes, so I'm working on a few things right now, a few different projects. We just finished writing the project, the treatment for my song Turned Up.
Mhm.
So that's going to be in the works. I can't tell y'all who I'm working with on that just yet, but I
Okay.
have named him a few times in this video, in this interview. So we're about to shoot that video real soon. Um, we just found the location. So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a motherfucking movie. I also, like I said, I just did a song the other day with someone. That shit gonna be dope as fuck. I can't wait to drop that. It's actually a remix called Mine Right.
Okay, I
I
can't wait to hear.
Yeah, so Mind Right is already out on all platforms. So you can look that up.
Okay.
Domo Reigns, DOMOREIGNZ. It's called Mind Right. Everybody loves that.
And
It's
that's your
pretty
is that your
commercial.
most recent single?
That's not my most recent, but that's like the most commercial one, and everybody
Okay,
just
I
fuck
seen
with
it number one on your Spotify. Like in your
it.
popular uploads, it was number one up there.
Okay, good. Everybody cannot wait for me to drop Turned Up. Like that's all I keep hearing about. I just posted like a little clipping of it on my page. Like people
Mhm.
been sending me videos and shit. Like everybody is fucking with that song. Like that shit was lit. Even when me and Wop Wop was cool, she was fucking with it. She recorded me and like I posted that video too. And that shit was lit.
Okay,
That
Brown Sugar, I know people are kind of wanting to know more about you and what you have coming up. Where can people follow you to see all of that?
Well, my main account is disabled thanks
Mhm.
to the haters.
I have a question about that actually after
Yeah.
you finish what you got to say, but go ahead.
Yes. So my main account is disabled, but hopefully I'll get it back. I'm under a 90-day review. Damo Reigns 100. But as of right now, y'all can find me at Damo Reigns underscore on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter as Damo Reigns 100. I'm on Facebook, Dominique Reigns. Yeah, my music can be found on every fucking outlet. All you gotta type in is Damo Reigns,
Mhm.
DOMOREIGNZ. If you want to see any of my work, shit, Google me. I don't know, look it up. hit me up. If you want to work, hit me up, tap in for a feature. I'm always looking for dancers, so y'all tap in too. Yeah.
So, Damo, I know that you had said your Instagram had gotten deleted, and on the live that had posted of yours, you had kind of talked about some of the projects that you have been on that were on your Instagram page that people are unfortunately not able to see because your page is disabled. What were kind of some of the projects you were on before your page was disabled?
You can see some of my you can see my interview with Shade 45 in New
Mhm.
York. That's on there. You can also see some of my behind the scenes footage from 16 Bars, the movie, which is E40's movie. You can see some of my behind the scenes footage from, like I said, Black Ink and Love and Hip Hop, the Golden Child's episode. You can see all that on there. You can just see me moving around, how I move. Like, I actually moved to New York. You can see me out there a little bit at some of my shows, like some of my performances. That was all on there. Yeah, you can see all that.
One last question before you go. For everyone who hasn't heard a song of yours, what song would you recommend the most when people first looking up your music? Like, what's the song that you're like, you need to go listen to this song of mine because you're gonna like it?
um, I can't name one, so I'm gonna name a couple because I want to make every song different. I need every song to be relatable to a different person. Like, everybody going through things and have went through things. So I want each song to be for a different person, or shit, all of them. So you can look up Love Me for Me. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I also put a little more in-depth situations in my verses. So it kind of tells a story that a lot of people can relate to. So definitely Love Me for Me. If you've ever been hurt or in a relationship and some bullshit went down and anything like that, you'll definitely relate to Love Me for Me. Like I said earlier, Mind Right. If you feel like shit, I don't know how to explain my right, but it's a motherfucking banger. I do know that. So
Okay.
y'all go ahead and check that out. All of my songs are kind of love songs, but
And
they all
guys,
have
I'm sorry. And guys, just so everyone listening knows, I did go stream everything that I've heard of hers on Spotify before this interview. And my personal favorite, I think, between all those is Sliding.
a
So if I had to recommend one for me, it would be Sliding. I think that was probably my favorite one when going and listening through like all the songs.
Thank you. I
No
appreciate
problem.
that.
No
But
problem.
yeah, sliding was definitely on my list. Sliding, if you sliding with your bitches or whatever, you doing your thing or whatever, you definitely gotta slap that one time. Yes.
Okay, again, Brown Sugar, thank you so much for coming on and giving me your time today. It's definitely appreciated. I really, appreciate you coming and speaking your side and your truth of what happened on, One More Chance season 2 and kind of your experience of what happened with everything.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it. Shit, every time I get on fucking YouTube, all I see is your fucking videos. So I'm like, oh yes, we definitely gotta put some shit together. So I appreciate you for having me, and shit, we'll meet again.
Yes, and
And
of
thank
course,
you for fucking with my music. I'm glad you like sliding. I got more music on the way that you'll fuck with too.
yes, I definitely went and researched and like listen to a couple things before interviewing you today, just because I kind of wanted to see like where your musical direction was going and stuff like that. But thank you so much for interviewing with me, and anybody listening, thank you so much for watching the full interview and taking the time to get to know more about Brown Sugar and hear more about her experience. If you guys enjoyed this interview, be sure to give it a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.